You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
So, Black Lives Matter protesters, went and tore down a statue, a monument.
For many in Bristol, this was a welcome sight. The controversial statue of slave trader Edward Colston torn down during a Black Lives Matter protest.
And boy, oh boy, people are pissed about it across the country, right? Tommy Robinson being one of them, the loudmouth that is, and expressing his views and his values. I'll play a short sample of what he had to say.
I think that's acceptable. You see, they've just pulled down some statue from 1700, 300 years old. Who gives a shit what it's about or what the man done? It's part of British history. What are you going to start with next? Churchill said this, that's what... Next, if this isn't stopped next Saturday, they'll be ripping Churchill's statue down.
Now, I went and did some research on this guy, this Edward guy, and I've watched enough historical documents, documentaries, and done research on it online as well, to know that people like him back in those days, right, when you take off the rose-tinted glasses and you take away the sugar coating of their actions, they weren't good people. They just weren't good people, They made their fortune, right, and they brought money into this country via slave trade and the hustling of land out of the Africans and the false documentations that they manifested through force, you know what I mean? And you can't deny that, you know what I mean? You only have to pick up a book and read between the lines to see that, when the Queen and the government at the time were asking, well, how did you manage to get the people to sign away their land and ask for military weaponry at the same time, it's questionable, right? So, but I'm kind of like digressing there, So, it's established that he wasn't a good person, right? And even though he did build schools and churches and things like that, right, which, people saying, well, he did good things for the country. That's why we applaud him and that's why we like him, When you really check it out, those things were just kickbacks. They were like bribes for the parliament at the time to turn a blind eye. It's like, we won't dig too deep into your actions and your methods of how you're getting these diamonds and how you're trading these people, If you, build a school over there and, add that little church over there and, donate some money over here, We'll turn a blind eye to what you're doing, And like I said, don't just take my word for it. Pick up a book and dig a little bit deeper than the first page you come up to on Wikipedia. Right, so that to me now begs the question now, why are people actually mad that the statue came down? Because it's no secret there that they were looking to take it down anyway. In Bristol alone, they'd already campaigned they've already started changing school names, and trying to erase his name out of the, or should I say, change the aspect of what he did. So the statue was probably just the next natural step. And I think that by tearing it down in a funny way, it was they did the people of Bristol a favour in saving them some council tax money. Because, if the council tax did it, they'd charge thousands and thousands of pounds. They'd have made a big hoo-ha about it and charged the people, X amount of money in tax. So having it torn down for free, thumbs up, there's a win-win there. You know what I mean? But I'm taking a piss there, right? But again, the question does come to, why are they mad that it came down? Because when you look at, for example, when Saddam Hussein's statue was taken down, the people that were angry that it came down, they liked Saddam Hussein's thing. They liked him. They applauded what he did. They supported what he did. So when it came down, they were upset. But most people here, a majority of people, they don't support what he did. They saw what Edward stood for, and they don't condone that. So to get mad at tearing down the statue, but then, to get mad at tearing down the statue doesn't make any sense if you don't condone what he stood for.
Who gives a shit what it's about or what the man done? Who gives a shit what it's about or what the man done? Who gives a shit what it's about or what the man done?
So I'm thinking, the only other reason why you'd get mad at it coming down is because you see it as Tommy Robbins would say, a proud historical British monument.
It's part of British history.
And it's more of a fact of it's mine, or I'm British and it's our property, and you just can't tear it down. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're just mad because it got torn down and they see it as theirs. They couldn't give a monkeys about what it stood for. You know what I mean? If you ask most people outside of Bristol, if you went to Kent or York or Hull or down in Cornwall and said, "Oh, do you know who Edward Colston was?" They'd be like, "Who?" "Ah, nah, some guy." You know, they wouldn't know. So again, it's a matter of how I see it. It's just simply a matter of they're mad because it got torn down, and that's mine, and you can't do that. That's how I see it. But you know what I mean? Who am I? Right? But let me know in the comments below, yeah, why you think, do you think that I'm right? Or why do you think people are mad that it got torn down? I'm out. Peace.
Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.